Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. In this one, I'm going to be showing you a bonus mission here in Kourna, and we're going to be doing a bit more talking to Dunkoro out in the command post, finishing those kind of building the base quests we did before. The problem with what I've done here is I've completed all of the main storyline in Kourna. And now I'm going back and doing the side quests, and some of these side quests reference General Bale and Varesh and various other things. So those ones I won't be doing. I will be showing you some of them though. Some of them are related to the storyline we could have experienced if we went with the Master of Whispers. So at the end of the Let's Play, I'm going to come back here and do those because they'll fit in nicely there. But a couple of these quests we will be missing out on. They're nothing really that big. It's just there's one quest where you can learn that Kourna is alive a little bit earlier on in the story, and a few other things like that. But you can see that all of our heroes that we've got as we've gone through are all waiting here for us. They all have quests, except for the Zeds, who I showed you in the last episode, if you guys haven't seen that. But yeah, let's speak to Dunkoro. Let's finish these kind of building the base ones, get the sanctuary all up and running. So, the first one is the tools of war. Dunkoro says we need better weapons if we're going to make a difference, but they won't just drop out of thin air. Well, usually not. We need some weaponsmiths. Sounds like a good plan, eh? Lucky for us, I've got one. Of course, we'll use one of Koss's contacts. It seems he knows just about everyone. In this case, it's a local boy named Aved who gave us some particularly useful information. Apparently, the Kournans have brought in more centaurs to replace the ones we freed. That was when we freed them from the Dejarin estate. 2 of these centaurs are especially talented weaponsmiths and are being put to work crafting weapons for the Kournan army. What do you say we free those centaurs and see if we can't convince them to make weapons for our side? Best plan ever. I'm in. Let's do it. Here's my plan, you do it. He will do it. He's going to come with us. Jesus. So yeah, let's go back out to the Dejarin estate. We haven't actually been here since the mission. One of these side quests will be very focused on the Dejarin estate. It's going to be a nice long quest chain to do with Zudash Derajin, and one of our heroes, I'm not going to say which, but one of our heroes plays a very important role in it, and we'll learn quite a lot about one of our heroes. So it could be anyone. We'll see that episode soon enough. But for now, let's just go out and free these centaurs, shall we? And this episode is going to be quite good, I think, because by the end of the episode, everyone will have loads of new equipment and loads of cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, the Dejarin estate, here we are. And supposedly, since we left from the Kourna Crossroads outpost, we can actually go there without having to fight anything, which is going to be really cool, I think. Speak to the priest. So you can see that the centaurs are here in this prison straight away. Griff, Ebonmane, and Call Swordshanks. Ooh, there we go. Quest updated. Tools of War. Let's speak to Griff. He says, I don't like your smell, human, but I must thank you for freeing me. If I can do anything to help you in your fight against Varesh, you only need ask. Now, they constantly talk about our smell. All of the centaurs do. So, like, they start talking about our man stink and stuff as well later. Two-legged one, I am impressed. You seem to hate the Kournans as much as we do. We heard you rescued Mirza. Consider us allies. We will withstand your man stink, there you go, man stink, as long as Varesh remains a threat to us all. We will meet you at your command post. And what does this guy have to say? A human helping one of us? I know not your motives, but it appears that I owe you my freedom. And if that means taking up arms against Varesh, all the better. So there we go, very nice, very easy, simple little quest. Let's go out and meet Dunkoro, tell him that the plan worked, as all of his plans usually do. Oh no, pardon me, we have to speak to Lonai to cash in the reward. She says, good work. With the help of these centaurs, we'll have a steady supply of good weapons in no time. No problem. So now, of course, we can go out, we can find these weaponsmiths. I might actually use them to craft some of our heroes some better weapons, since my guys really don't have the optimum equipment. I'm kind of hoping this episode will deal with all of that. So so now we get two other quests. We get Koss goes recruiting or Miloni goes recruiting. And there's a couple of points you can do this in the story. This is obviously only side quest, so it's not so important. But you can choose whether you want to pick Kos or Maloney. So I'm actually going to pick Maloney. I like Kos and I like what he has to say, but Maloney's quest's easier, so just to keep the episode down, I'll pick Maloney. So Dunkoro says we need a rare material trader for supplies if we're going to turn this makeshift dump into a field base. We can't very well go to Varesh or rely on the local Kournans. I have a plan that just might work. We need to recruit one of the Corsairs to help us in our efforts. Kos should have a contact, or maybe Maloney can help us find a suitable recruit. So, who do you say? And when you pick one, obviously the other quest becomes unavailable. So Kos knows lots of people, but so does Maloney. They both grew up in Kourna, so I'll find us a rare material trader. So we pick Maloney. Let's go speak to her. You're coming with us, Maloney. She says, Melandri blesses my steps, blah blah blah. Maloney goes recruiting. When Chuno and I were growing up, we knew a boy named Jeherono who was kidnapped by the Corsairs. If we could track him down, perhaps he would help us. I have heard a rumour he may be at Jarka Inklet in the Sunward Marches. Perhaps if we poke around there, we can find him. She's talking about someone called Chuno here, who we'll learn about in the Ronjok quest when we sort of dive into Maloney's past a little bit. Basically, Chuno's just this guy that is completely infatuated with her, and he's a bit of a dick. But yeah, so what's pretty cool here is Jarka Inklet is this place here, right? It's the one outpost I haven't shown you guys, and really I should have shown you it before. I'm going to come back to Kamadan, and you might be like, whoa, why are you going back to Kamadan? What's the point in that? But it's pretty cool. We're in the main quest. When we came back to Kamadan, if you remember, after we got the recruits home, I decided that I would map travel back to the mainland. Now, it seems that in Nightfall, they decided to make it so that players could move around anywhere they wanted from the islands and stuff without ever having to map travel if they chose not to do that. Now, what you can do, the way they facilitated this is they added a dockmaster out here. I can't remember exactly where they are, so you'll have to forgive me if I go the wrong way, which I'm pretty sure I am. Yep, I am. But they added this dockmaster who will sail you to and from the Kournan mainland to Istan, which is pretty nice, and the port that he sails you to is the Jarka Inklet. So, you know, if you guys want to go to the Jarka Inklet at any point, but you can't be bothered to run all the way through the Sunward Marches or through the Marga Coast, just come speak to this guy, and he'll take you straight there. Wherever he may be. And he's just down here by these stairs, as you can see here. This man here, Dockmaster Alharo. You speak to him and he says, Sunspear, the sun shines brightly on Elona. It is a good day for sea travel. A boat departs for the Jarka Inklet soon. Will you be on it? And he only says this to you after you've done the consulate docks mission. Okay, so you just say, we are ready. And he takes you to the Jarka Inklet, which is pretty nice. But even better than that, when you're actually here, you can go speak to another dockmaster. I think this guy's called, Dockmaster Dimdare over here. And when you speak to this guy, he will take you back to Kamadan. Now, there used to be an exploit. He says, with all the Corsair activity these days, there aren't many captains willing to travel too far from port. I can only get you as far as Kamadan, the Istani capital. Are you interested? And you can say yeah, and he'll take you back. And there used to be an exploit. I think it might still work, but it doesn't work if you have all heroes in your party. Where at Kamadan it's only 4-man party size. Yeah, there's a party limit of 4 people. But if you speak to this guy, or at least if you used to speak to this guy, you could then bypass that limit and you could have 8 people at Kamadan, which meant you could vanquish all these areas if you were having a bit of trouble with 8 men in your party, which was pretty cool. I remember people used to always say, oh, you have to complete the Venta Cemetery, or you have to it happens if you complete the last mission as well. But you know, it's much easier than that, guys. You can just speak to him if you really want to. Or if it still works, at least. I know it doesn't work if you're with all heroes, but maybe if you have some henchmen. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, yeah, this is the Jarka Inklet. I'll read the description, but we'll do a more thorough look at this in just a minute. The description says, the settlement at Jarka Inklet was destroyed long ago by a centaur raid, but that hasn't kept the corsairs and smugglers out. Now a busy base of operations for any number of dastardly deeds, you best mind your manners in Jarka before the townfolk there decide to educate you on Corsair etiquette. And I've just realised I've been saying this wrong. Dajka. Okay, Dajka Inklet. Right. So yeah, it's night time here. I love the way the stars look here, actually. That looks so cool. And the moon, obviously, the mysterious Tyrian moon that we know absolutely nothing about. But anyway, yeah, we'll look at this a little bit more. This is a challenge mission. You remember the challenge missions from factions that were completely useless? They're actually pretty good in Nightfall. There aren't so many, but they are pretty good. But yeah, I'll look at those a little bit more in a minute. Let's recruit this guy for Meloni, shall we? With Meloni, should I say? Anyway, where are we going? Okay, so it's just north of here a little bit. I mean, like I said, it's a very easy quest. That's why I chose this over... the Kos version takes you a long way away. It takes you to a place called the Barbaros Shore, which, as it happens, is the most easterly place you can ever reach in all of Guild Wars. We'll look at that in another episode. But yeah, what are we doing? Escort Meloni to meet her contact in the Sunward Marches. So, where's the contact? On this dock. So this is where... this is actually the boat Magritte. We got on with Magritte before, if you remember. But yeah, okay, so Gerono's here with loads of plants that aren't attacking him for some reason. On a slightly unrelated note, you see this guy, Eshim Mindclouder. I used to farm this guy for elite mesmetomes, and I must have had his green like 1,000 times. Seriously, he seems to just drop his green so often. But yeah, this is where I used to get my elite mesmetomes. Anyway, here we go. Hello, Gerono, Corsair. If it's something rare you're looking for, I'm the guy who's got it. Meloni, is that really you? I haven't seen you in ages. My, you've grown into a stunning young lady. What have I been up to? As a matter of fact, I run my own trading outfit now and deal in rare items and materials. But it's becoming harder and harder these days to trade with Istan with the storms and such. I need some steady work. I got in some trouble with Ruthless Sevard, so a vacation of sorts could be quite good for me. How is Chuno, by the way? Still thumping his chest like a goon? So, yeah, Chuno is a douchebag, let's just put it that way. We'll see him soon enough. But Ruthless Sevard is mentioned here as well. That guy is like in so many quests to do with the Corsairs. I'm not 100% sure how many times we'll meet him, but he is in so many Corsair-related quests. It's unreal. But yeah, so that's that quest done. Let's go see Lonai. We now have a Corsair rare material trader for the base. Corsairs, I'm worried that we're relying on some less than honourable allies. At least with a rare material trader we can craft stronger armour for the coming fight. So there we go. I think that's all of the building the base quest done. I think we now have all of the services in there. There are of course other quests, but I'm pretty sure we now have all the services. We've got material traders, we've got rune traders, we've got everything, guys, absolutely everything. The most important guy we've got, though, I mean, all of these services you really can get elsewhere, which is a bit of a shame, but you can get all of these other services elsewhere. The only important guy that you should all bear in mind is the armor trader that I pointed out before. Where is he? This guy here, Amahid, the armorer, because he crafts you elite sunspit armor that you can't get anywhere else, and this is the armor I'm going to be wearing as we go through Vabi. I'll buy it off camera at the end of the episode. And yeah, that's what we're going to have. So, but let's go back to the Jarka Inklet. I'll talk about this challenge mission, which is pretty cool. I said that there's good rewards for the challenge missions in Alona. In factions, there was pretty much no rewards. There was just the prestige of being the top guild or whatever to have completed a certain thing. Here, in Nightfall, they actually give you hero armor. So, for instance, Meloni here, she's got Survivor Sunspear armor, right? So her default armor is this blue kind of Sunspear armor. We can actually upgrade all of our heroes' armor, and there's lots of different hero armor you can get. And to do it, you complete these challenge missions. So what you do is you complete a challenge mission, and the enemies here will essentially drop armor pieces, which you can then trade with this guy here. I'll show you how it all works. But yeah, so this is the challenge mission. Got a reasonably cool storyline. Let's go on in. So this guy says, "Hi, Matt Greenspring, you're just the strong adventurer I've been looking for. We've received word that dastardly Corsairs are constructing guild halls on the nearby islands to stage raids on our ships and villages. This cannot stand. We must strike now and destroy their islands before they can amass a large force." This guy's quite ambiguous. You'll notice he's actually wearing the Kourna armour, like the Kourna military armour, which is quite weird, especially considering he seems to be a Sunspear. I guess maybe he's just wearing the Kourna armor to keep hidden. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, what challenge am I facing? The Corsairs are building guild halls on the nearby islands. We must act swiftly. We must travel to each island, defeat the guards, and make our way into the Corsairs' guild halls to kill their guild lords. Do you have any advice? The Corsairs are not a unified army, and you can never be sure what they're going to use against you. So yeah, they're not a unified army. If you've been reading the descriptions on my videos, some of them went all into the code of the Corsairs and stuff. Really, they're not unified at all. Disorganized miscreants they are. Expect to face a wide variety of strategies by fellows with stolen equipment. So wide things that we're coming up against. And what is a challenge mission? A challenge mission is a competition to see who can score the most points. Challenge mission only end once your party is defeated. You can see how your score ranks against others by visiting the Keeper of Records in the challenge mission outpost. So, we are ready. Let's go on in. Now, I've got no compass. I've only got 7 men. I probably won't survive too long. But basically, it's just survive as long as you possibly can. Here's a Corsair Guild Lord. I guess these ones aren't fighting us. Sunspear Elementalists. And we got a whole minute before the challenge starts, and then this gate will open here. And basically we're just going to be running through. What's quite cool about this is they're described as being nearby islands, but you don't actually appear anywhere on the world map. So these islands could be anywhere. I always kind of imagine them to be these islands. They're probably not. That actually looks like a bit of a volcano. These are islands you can never go to, by the way. Which is quite weird, but I mean they're just kind of a theoretical area. What's nice about this though is these guild halls that we're supposedly going to. In this game, if you're in a guild, obviously everyone gets a guild hall. And there are 3 different guild halls you can go to on this mission, and 2 of them are real guild halls that you can actually have for your guild. The third one's like a mysterious one that no one can ever get. So I'm wondering if maybe when they were developing Nightfall, they were like, oh yeah, we've developed all 3, but one of them never made the final cut, so they put it onto here. But yeah, it's a nice mission. Defeat the Corsair Guild Lords to move to the next island. You only get 10 minutes. When you kill specific enemies though, your timer increases, and the longer you survive, basically, the higher your score goes. And you get a chance for these things to drop Sunspit armor. Basically, you keep looping through the Guild Halls. I'll show you how it works. I kind of feel like I should have been speeding this up and then teaching you guys about what the mission's all about while I was going along. But yeah, I mean, it's not too hard. Enemies slowly get more and more difficult the longer you survive. Eventually, you know, you're fighting loads of level 28 things that can just wipe the crap out of you straight away. All I have to do is survive 1 circuit, which I hope I can do, just to demonstrate to you guys what the environments are like. Because I think they do look really nice. There was obviously a lot of effort put into them. So I never actually ended up completing this. As you can see, I'm taking a lot of damage. I wasn't expecting the Corsairs to do so much damage. It just goes to show that I really do need to start re-equipping my heroes, getting some new skills, just improving all around my team build, because this was much harder than I thought it was going to be. I didn't actually get defeated. I just took a really long time going through it. And when I finished the second guild hall, as we're going to see, I only had like a minute left. I did get to the portal, but then I lagged out, so sadly I didn't get any footage of the last guild hall. It's not anything that special though. But yeah, you kill the guild lord, and as you saw there, I went on a boat, and then that takes you on a portal to the next one. This second island, I should say, the second island has 2 guild halls you need to take out, so you've got to kill both guild lords, and then you get to the last portal. And yeah, it was this next portal was the one that I lagged out on, sadly. But yeah, definitely wasn't expecting this to be so difficult. There's the first of the 2 guild lords on this island down, and then I just ran away. You actually see some of the guild halls here. The architecture is very Vabian. Because it's sped up, I don't really slow down and show you it. I will when we get to Vabi properly. But there's some magic carpets that we crossed over. I'm not sure if we'll cross over anymore, and I can show you. But honestly, they're like flying carpets. In Vabi, you see lots of flying stuff and just cool little things like that. But yeah, pretty weird that there's Vabian architecture here. In fact, there's one of the magic carpets. One of the Corsairs I killed actually dropped a Vabian scimitar, so I'm wondering if these Corsairs are from Vabi or whatever. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, moving on. You can see how low the time is getting now. I wasn't expecting it. You get so used to having really decent heroes using, you know, ridiculously overpowered builds. The second you stop it, I mean, I do really appreciate how difficult the game can be for new players who don't have all the decent skills or the decent setups. It really has been a bit of an eye-opener for me since it's been so long since I've been in that situation. But yeah, here I am trying to get into the next portal, and then I lag out, and I filmed for ages and just kept lagging out. So I cut the filming there eventually. So what I'm going to do is go in game, guys, do a live bit, get some new armor. See you in a sec. So when I was actually in the mission, I didn't look at how many of these armor drops I got. So we could have none, we could have a few. Let's have a look, see what we got. Oh, our inventory's very full, actually. Please tell me I got some. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I got one bit of stolen sunspit armor. So this is the reward. You come with this, and you come to Balsadareshara, the hero armorer, and he says, if we recover a set of stolen sunspit armor from the Corsairs, I may be able to upgrade the armor of one of your heroes. Whose armor would you like to change? And we can pick which heroes we want. I'm going to go with Kos, since he's my longtime friend. And we could give the elite sunspit armor. There we go. That used up our first piece, but if we now go to Kos, there you are, Kos. He's got this nice new armor. It matches his sword quite nicely, actually, I think. That's pretty cool. So there you go, that's how it works. I will now do loads of grinding my ass off on this mission to get all of the heroes that are eligible for the armor, their armor, and I will also get myself the elite armor. So when you next see me, I'll be all suited up. I'll be pretty good. So I will see you guys again in a minute, and then we'll call the episode there. Okay guys, and I'm done. Here we go. This is my new armor. I dyed it red as well. This is the elite sunspit armor. It doesn't look too different from what we had before. I like these things from our elbows, actually. They're pretty cool. But that's because it's just kind of an advanced version of what we bought at the consulate docks. I said I was going to grind my arse off. I actually didn't need to grind my arse off at all. All I needed was just a couple of pieces. I needed a piece of armor for Maloney and a piece of armor for Dunkoro. So I only needed 2 more. So those guys have got extra armor as well. Pretty cool. I also met this guy, Faj the Smiles. He's really random. He hasn't got any quests associated with him at all. And all he says is, your face makes me smile. I want to know why? Look in the mirror if you need a hint. So I can't quite tell if he's being a dick to us or what. But there you go. That's that guy. He's got no quests or anything. And yeah, we're all set up. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It wasn't very much of a story episode. I do appreciate that. I love the skybox here. It's so cool. But we'll probably return to that with the next episode, guys. Either that or I'll be getting the avatars. Again, I don't know. I didn't know at the end of the last episode. Don't know at the end of this one. So yeah, just hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. See you later.